All right, so the Shining Charizard Unlimited. So let's take a look. So centering from here looks good. Corners look good. So really the big thing that we have to try to really keep an eye out for is the hollow texture and the text. See if there's anything wrong there. With this pattern too, it's a little bit tougher to find imperfections, kind of going back to the issues I was talking about with textured modern cards. It's a bit difficult, but I do see with the magnifying tool here, I do see some scratches on that flame there. Yes, so that should be good. Perfect. Okay. So we have some white upright, but man, this card is really clean, man. Have mild whitening there, a little bit there, here and here. But man, guys, this card is super clean. And the only thing I don't know though is whether or not this is a scratch or not. So I don't know if that's a scratch near that. Oh, so this is confirmed as a scratch. So it looks like chat is thinking a PSA 8, which is a very good grade, in my opinion, still, especially for vintage. I think for me personally, I feel like when vintage gets anything above a 7, I think that's a really good sign. Now is my chance to vote. So based off of what I'm seeing, the centering looks really good. Again, the only thing that I see based off of this picture on the front is just the very, very mild scratching that's highlighted by the flame on the Charizard's tail. But besides that, and omitting the cat hair, the card is in really good shape on the front. So on the back, however, this is really where we're gonna kind of take majority of, like, you know, the 9 away, in my opinion. So we do have a scratch here, confirmed by Victor, who submitted these, and we have some mild whitening on the corners, but the scratch is really where it's kind of, you know, is really gonna ask ourselves, would this be this card as a PSA 8, right? So this is really kind of like the example I like to give, right? So we see this card, very mild scratching on the back, the front rather, but on the back we see a pretty noticeable scratch by that N, as well as some whitening in the corners and a little bit on the bottom. So the question really becomes, you know, do I think this card is light play or a PSA 6? My answer would be no. I don't think it has enough to qualify for being light play. How I would say that it probably more towards like the soft 7, or maybe depending on like how bad that is in person, it might get the 6. But I think that's a little harsh in my opinion. But I do think because of how predominant that scratch is on the back, it really just becomes like, would I consider that a near mint plus card? I would, but that would be my guess.